What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and I have a very spiritual video for you guys today. This video is going to be called "They Seek Another quote-unquote heaven." You know, they seek paradise in another quote-unquote heaven, and I'm going to get into what that really means, and we're going to unpack that. So, most people are seeking carnal pleasure. They're seeking something from this world. They're seeking materialism. They're seeking money. And they're seeking some type of paradise or some type of heaven from all that. Maybe not in their minds, but in their heart, deep down, they are seeking some type of paradise in the form of that. And that can come in the form of false spirituality, false religion, not following God in the true way, not living a life of morals and ethics. And that will give you the true heaven. And Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is in our midst, or another translation is, the kingdom of heaven is within us. And I really believe that we have to find heaven in our hearts and in our minds before we will transcend there in the next life when we pass on from this physical body. But a lot of people are instead seeking another heaven, a heaven that's really from Satan, a fake heaven, because what Satan does is he corrupts the good things and offers a fake version of that. And people think that through organized religion and self-serving spirituality, not selfless spirituality, which is about worshiping God above us and seeking salvation through Christ and loving our fellow and living lives of, love and kindness, living lives of truth, speaking truth, respecting others, loving our neighbor, doing all those good attributes. That's what will give us the real heaven, the true heaven. And the real heaven and the true heaven comes from God. And the thing is, when we transcend up to heaven and we leave our physical bodies behind, all these carnal pleasures aren't going to mean anything. It's not like we're going to go to heaven and be like, oh man, I'm in heaven. I'm going to smoke a cigar. I'm going to have sex. I'm going to do this and that. It's not going to be like that. The true pleasure of that is going to be about the love and the kindness, and just, it's going to be about being in pure love, and we'll be like angels up there, and we'll just be living in this pure love. And when we're in this carnal realm, I fall into carnality too. I'm not going to say that I don't do those things. I've got my own carnal pleasures, my own whatever stuff that I do, but I know that that's going to pass away with me in this life. And I know that ultimately that's not going to really get me anywhere. It's just kind of what I do in this carnal condition. But a lot of people really believe that they will find some other heaven. A lot of people in the form of money. I'd say most people think they're going to get the money. They're going to get a lot of money, and then they will have quote-unquote heaven on earth. But they won't. It's not going to work like that. True heaven is going to come from doing good deeds. It's going to come from having good morals and good ethics. It's going to come from having a good spiritual connection to God above you. It's going to come from those things, from loving your fellow. And the true heaven, it's love, it's kindness, it's truth, it's knowledge. It's all those good, true, higher attributes that come from God. It's the sacrifice of Jesus Christ, sacrifice. It's all those good, true attributes. It's not about material possessions. It's not about money. It's not about carnal pleasure. It's not about climbing the societal ladder. It's not about false, self-serving morality. It's not about false spirituality or false religion, which is just about serving your ego and looking good in front of other people and doing something that's not really about getting connected to God, but really will connect you more to, more to the way of the world, more to the way of the earth, more to the way of man, more to that evil, twisted beast. The devil's evil. The devil will lie. The devil will pretend to be God. The devil will pretend to be Jesus. The devil will assemble a false congregation of God, quote unquote God. Everything God does, the devil is trying to fake. The devil will masquerade himself as an angel of light. So people need to be very aware of that. And the devil will present people with a false paradise. He presents it all to us, really. Most people are so spiritually shut down and are so in carnality and are so into the physical world and the physical earth, and that they cannot see anything beyond this dimension and beyond this realm. They cannot, fathom that, and they don't even think anything out there exists. And I don't even know, some people are like religious and stuff, and maybe they kind of believe in greater stuff out there, but I think for the most part it's just kind of something they do for culture, or something that feeds their ego, or they do it to keep their family happy, or they do it because other people around them are doing it, it's in their community, whatever. I don't think most people in organized religion are doing that really to genuinely seek out God. And unfortunately, organized religion is deceiving people with a false God for the most part. The vast majority of that is not going to really lead people to God, or teach people morals or ethics, or really get people that because you need that spiritual connection. You need that spiritual connection. You really do. You really do, because he puts love in us. God puts love in us. And God puts knowledge in our mind, and it's like it's like God is this engine that like powers us. God's like this fuel that's keeping us going, and it's like God is like the rock that we stand on, the solid rock we stand on. And it's like, if God wasn't there, we would just fall down into the depths, and we wouldn't even be living or alive. And most people, some people who are like religious might say that, but people don't really understand that like deeply, and that's the truth of it. That's the reality of it. But most people, they're really going to be seeking another heaven in the form of business and entrepreneurship and whatever. And look, I'm not saying don't make money. I'm not saying don't succeed. I'm not saying don't do well. We live in this carnal world. We got to make money. We got to live. We got to grind, whatever. Like, do your thing, succeed, get ahead. But that's not the true way of God. That's going to pass away with you. That's not going to truly bring that's not going to truly bring love into your heart. It's not. That's not going to truly bring wisdom into your mind. It's not. It'll make your time on earth here a little bit more comfortable. Maybe, if you got some crazy business you're running and you're working 80 hours a day and you can never see your family or whatever, it's going to make you worse off, actually. It really is. And the thing is, this material world and this beast society that we live in, it's matrix. It's stressful. You got to make money. You got to pay the bills. You got to do all the bureaucracy. You got to make sure your ID is good. You got to make sure your passport's good. You got to make sure your taxes are good. It's a lot of stuff to stress about. And if you got money in investments, you got to watch your investments now. You got to worry about that now. It's a lot of worries. And when we go upstairs to heaven and leave our bodies behind, we're not going to have to worry about and stress about all that stuff. It's not going to be like that up there. And all this stuff we have to worry about and stress about and fret about, and all the grinding and the hustling and all this having to till the land and work the earth, we're not going to have to do that up there. Things are going to work completely different up there. I think when you're up there, you just kind of say something and it comes into existence. You can just speak things into existence. You don't have to like just grind stuff out like you do down here. We're not going to be beings of dirt and flesh anymore. When we're up there, we're going to be these like angels of pure light. But people can't see that. They can't see that, and they really think they will achieve paradise. They really think they will achieve paradise through all the carnal things of this earth, through popularity, through having a lot of social acceptance, having everybody around them like them. They think they'll achieve another heaven like that. And a lot of people with their families too. Like, having a family is good. It's a great thing to do. I'm pro having a family, but a lot of people think that in some relationship, they'll find another heaven. In some family, they'll find another heaven. You'll only find heaven through God. If you're trying to find heaven through anything else, I think Jesus said, with the parable of the sheepfold, he says, if the thief climbs over the side of the fence, if you're trying to find heaven in some other way or some different thing, you're not going to. People try to find another heaven in relationships. And people will like idealize someone and idealize this idea of someone and get so attached to this idea of somebody. And it's, this person is going to be so great. This relationship's going to come and it's going to save me. It's not. Jesus will save you. a relationship is not going to save you. It could help you. It could maybe save you in a sense if it's the right relationship with the right person in the right time in the right place, and maybe it could. But it's not really going to be this, like, in the end of the day, a relationship could be very good for you. You could both help each other out. I mean, that's hard to find these days. People more drag each other down in relationships and stuff, and people over-idealize and make this super idealized, flawless version of the person they're going to be with, and then whatever they find, that person has flaws and is not always perfect, and they have this unrealistic fantasy about it. People make fantasies about a lot of stuff. People fantasize they're going to get the money, they're going to be happy, they're going to get this job, they're going to be happy, they're going to do this, they're going to finally be happy. And they're not going to. They're not going to. All that is seeking a quote-unquote other heaven. It is. And people are really getting caught up in their own head and in their own fantasies and in their own ideals with that. And a lot of people do this with their own families. And their family is actually toxic and weird and controlling and manipulative. But they will, in their own mind, seek some sort of another heaven in that. And go, oh, wow, it's going to be so nice seeing the family. But they don't really even want to see their family. They want to get away from it. Some people have good families. And you can have goodness on this earth. You can have a good family. You can have good money, good health. You can have goodness and fullness on this earth. But it's nothing compared to the love of God. It's nothing compared to true divinity and spirituality. It's nothing compared to learning the true knowledge. It pales in comparison. It's nothing even close. It really isn't. And when people try to seek this other heaven, it ends up dragging them down. And the thing about people seeking another heaven, it comes at someone's expense usually. People are seeking another heaven in terms of materialism. So they're going to screw people over and stab people in the back so they can get ahead and they can get money. And do immoral and unethical things to make money and to get ahead. And a big part of our society is built upon that. And if you look at our full society, it's not built on morals or ethics at all. It's built on this fake other heaven kind of thing. Like our whole society, this whole matrix, it is like another heaven. We go, oh, it's so free and nice and whatever. But if you really look at what's going on, it's very greedy. It's very exploitative. It's got very toxic politics. It's just, you know, it's not good. It's not righteous. There's all this guilt and shame, and there's all these people with this fake morality, and there's a lot of drama and division, and people just trying to freaking cut each other's throats and stab each other in the back, and people trying to act all fake nice, but really are trying to guilt trip people. And you look at it, it's like, this is not heaven. This is actually hell. And that's what this other heaven really is. This other heaven actually is hell. The thing is, though, Satan is casting an illusion over the flames. He's casting an illusion over the fire and the brimstone to try to make it look nice, to try to make it look like it's some kind of a good thing. When it is very, very, very far from that. I mean, this other heaven people are seeking, it's a pit of hell that they're going to fall into, and it's going to consume them. It's oblivion. It's perdition. It's damnation. And, you know, people are deceived into this stuff. And because it looks shiny at first, they don't see the flames. They don't smell the brimstone. You know, they think, oh, it seems nice in here. But that deception will only last for a very short time. And then people are going to realize how cooked they really are. And people are going to be very, very unhappy with the stuff they have done at the end of the day. And their soul will not be right. You know, we will all be judged by God. And He'll look at how we live our lives and what we have done. He'll look at if we loved our fellow. Did we honor him? What did we do? Did we live lives of truth? He will look at that. And these people who are so busy serving Satan so they can have another heaven, they're going to go, oh, freaking crap. Oh, crap. I had to live my life with ethics. I had to live my life with morals. I had to have a spiritual connection with God. I had to seek the salvation of Jesus Christ. I had to humble myself. They're going to go, oh crap, we did not do any of that. We were trying to get money. We were trying to get materialism. We're trying to get false religion. We're trying to make politics a religion. We're doing all the wrong stuff. You know? But because people around them are all doing it, there's a big collective of people doing it. So they're like, well, everyone else is doing it. I want to fit in. I don't want to be left behind. I'm scared to do something different, you know, because if you do something different, you can put a target on your back. People can turn against you. So people are scared to do that. And they end up seeking a quote-unquote another heaven. And none of this stuff is going to lead anywhere good. Love of money, carnality, hedonism, whatever. None of this stuff is going to lead to anything good. People think it will, but it's not going to. It always leads to evil. It always leads to bad stuff. And people deep in their hearts really think that they will achieve some type of immortal paradise from this. I'm telling you. They don't perceive it in their minds. In their minds, they think they're just trying to get by, whatever, grow bigger. But deep down in their hearts, they are deceived. And they really think they're going to achieve some type of immortality and some type of paradise with this. And that's why, like, the pharaohs and the emperors and the Caesars and stuff would build these big statues of themselves. And, you know, the first emperor of China built some insane burial site with the terracotta warriors and stuff. That's because these people are trying to use carnality to achieve immortality. And it won't do that. Only through God can we be immortal. Only through Jesus Christ on the cross can we be immortal. And we're going to have to leave all this materialism behind to achieve immortality. We're going to have to leave all the carnality behind. All the ways of the world. All the twisted, degenerative thinking of mankind. We're going to have to leave all that behind. There's nothing good in it. There isn't. This world was created by God. I mean, the trees are good. The dirt is good. The ocean is good. But human civilization, when you really boil it down, it's not really good. And it is about trying to build a quote-unquote heaven on earth. And they're trying to really build the Tower of Babel. That's what human civilization really is. It's trying to build this Tower of Babel. So through technology and machines and, you know, through strategy and organizing humanity, we can create heaven on earth and we can be as gods among men. And it's not really going to work like that. One person or a small group of people end up taking all the money and all the resources, and they end up exalting themselves, and everyone else kind of has to break their back and whatever. Separate video about how whatever civilization's messed up, but you get the point. This world ends up being an evil place. A hypocritical place, a deceptive place. Evil takes root. It does. And evil tries to sell itself as something good, as something nice, when it is not that. So I'll say this: seek ye the kingdom of heaven through God. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven through Jesus Christ. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven by doing good deeds, by loving your fellow, by telling the truth, by living honestly. Freaking pine cone just fell on my car. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven by doing those things. Don't seek the kingdom of heaven or think you're going to, like, really find true happiness or true love or true goodness through carnal pleasures, through chasing the party scene, chasing money, trying to be cool so all these people will like you, having this fantasy idea about family and relationships and stuff like that, you know, having these unrealistic ideas about that. Having unrealistic ideas about starting business and trying to make money, you know, having an unrealistic idea that this society is so great, and believing too much in the societal institutions and believing so much in, like, the government and the religions and the education system and believing so much in all this stuff. You know, it's, in the end of the day, all that stuff will fall down to hell. In the end of the day, the devil is the one who is supporting all that kind of stuff. It's not really coming from a good place. And not just that, but our own fantasies about this relationship's going to make me so happy. I'm going to get this money. It's going to be so happy. And our own hedonism to try to, have all this carnal pleasure. A lot of people really believe that they will achieve some type of paradise from that. They're not going to. It's going to be a very temporary, short-lived paradise. And in the end of the day, the fires of hell, the flames of hell are going to come and are going to engulf, all the people who are seeking another heaven. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Much love. God bless. And the tiger is out.